What's going on, everybody? I'm Selna Kim, America's face of dating, and today we're going to be talking about my secrets to flirting for older men, the ultimate guide. And in case you guys are new to my channel, by the way, we get a lot of new guys that are coming in every single day from all over the world, all over the globe. And like, there's been people telling me they're from XYZ place. I was like, I didn't even know a place like this existed, man. But we're getting new guys in every single day. It's pretty cool to see just the business grow and just my channels grow. And so thank you guys for that. But I teach guys who are recently out of a divorce or been through a really bad breakup. I teach you guys actually how to attract that quality partner using natural attraction. And so let's talk about this today. And disclaimer, like, if you guys do this flirting secret that I'm about to tell you, that I literally pulled this from my program. So I'm kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit, but it's going to 10x your dating life, as I put right here. That's my guarantee to you guys. And this is for the guys who have good income, right? They do cool hobbies and they do cool things and they have their health in order, but girls are kind of like the last missing piece. Chances are you're coming to me because she went cold on you, right? Or like you're talking to a chick and she pulls away and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why'd she do that? You have to know natural attraction. And if you master this, your flirting game will literally 10x instantly. And make sure you wait and watch until the end of the video to really get the best example of how to do this flirting trick, right? I'm gonna give you guys plenty of examples here. It's gonna be a really juicy video, so let's jump right into this, right? If you're ready to attract a quality woman, let's dive right in. So, interpretation. This is it right here. This is what we need to master. Interpretation. It's key. So let's just jump right into it, right? Don't even waste time, right? If a girl sends the message, what are you up to? You say, why? You miss me? If she says yes, I kind of do, right? You say, well, what are you doing tonight? Maybe we can help that. If she says no, just asking. No, just asking. You say, it's okay, baby. Denial is the first stage to acceptance. No matter what, you win. And that's the way that I like setting up my flirting game, is that no matter what she says, I win. I'm always gonna have a snappy comeback to it because this is gonna help you really naturally attract her, right? But back up, it's like interpretation. She says, what are you up to? And you say, why? You miss me? Guys, naturally, are logical, right? They're sitting here thinking like, that makes no sense. Like, how do you tie in? Like, a girl asks you, like, what are you up to? And you're like, why do you miss me? You just assume she misses you, right? Where the fuck did that come from, right? What the fuck? Like, where did that come from? And this, I don't know what just happened there. And this is if you can master this. Dude, I teach this so hard in my program, Arrows. Like, we taught Weston this and he's crushing it. It's going well for him. Obviously, as you can see with his dream girl. Like, literally, the only thing we had to teach him was this interpretation thing. He scored a 10 out of 10 in his eyes. That's all you gotta do, right? This is so powerful, man. Just proof of concept right there. Literally have an audio of him in a different video. I think it's the one actually pinned to my profile, an audio from him that says like, yo, like this interpretation thing, like that's just what took my game. Like, he even watched module 2 and 3. Just watch that, dude, about the interpretation thing. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, you're a beast, man. But let's say she asks like, what are you doing? And you know, you think she misses you, right? It's like, that makes no fucking sense. Logical men are like, that makes no sense, right? Your interpretation, right? What does interpretation mean? It means, what does this mean? And your interpretation can be anything you want, right? The way that you interpret something, right? The way that I interpret, I don't know, she asking me, what am I doing, is gonna be different from how most people interpret it because I'm super confident in myself. And you gotta remember that your interpretation always equals your response, right? But we're jumping ahead. You can interpret this that she wants to hang out, right? She's like, what are you up to? What are you doing? You're just like, yeah, we can hang out, baby. Let's go right now. What are you doing, right? You can interpret that she wants you to do something for her, right? Response, no, I'm not gonna buy you coffee. Just out of nowhere, right? No, I'm not gonna buy you coffee. She's like, I wasn't even gonna ask that. You can interpret this however you fucking want to interpret this message, right? How you interpret something, there is no law against how you interpret something. Are there laws against how you can respond? Yeah, probably like pistol whipping her probably wouldn't be the best response, right? So there are laws on how you can respond, but they're not laws against how you can interpret something. However, your interpretation always equals your response. If you have a high value interpretation, i.e. she must miss me, right? You miss me. Why? You miss me? You have a high value interpretation that she misses you, then it's like you're gonna have a high value response. Your interpretation always equals your response, right? If you're a confident guy, you have girls hitting on you all the time, your interpretation about what a girl might say to you is gonna be different from a guy who doesn't get hit on. And that's the key secret right there, is that if you're a guy that has nothing, maybe you just came from a divorce, you're an older guy, came from a divorce, whatever, you're starting from scratch, you have no girls, right? You have no chicks. Your interpretation is that you have 0 women. And so whenever a girl texts you, your interpretation is gonna be like, nah, she wouldn't hit on me, I have no women. She wouldn't be like the first, right? Like, that's literally how your brain works right there. It's disturbing, right? How powerful, but also how destructive it can be. But a high value interpretation always equals a high value response. And even if you don't feel confident, you gotta ask yourself, what would a high value person say to this? And then respond with that response. That's how you get natural at this stuff. If a girl says, I like talking to you, or like, you have a nice smile, you have nice eyes, how can you interpret that right now? Think about it. Before we move on, pause the video if you have to. You can say, go on, I love being sweet talked. Go on, I love being sweet talked. That's what I used to say all the time, man. Interpretation, she must love complimenting me. So I'll let her continue for just her pleasure, of course. That's basically what you're saying right there with your interpretation. It's not something that's verbally said, but it's what you are displaying. Because remember, I think it's 94% of communication is nonverbal. right? That is nonverbal right there. You're just like, go on. I love being sweet talk, baby. You're basically saying like, yeah, I'm getting some pleasure out of this, but like, I know you're doing it because like you like to do it. So, you know, you can continue complimenting me. Like, I'm fine with that, I guess. That's nonverbal communication right there that builds attraction. Attraction is built from nonverbal communication, right? 94% of attraction is built from nonverbal communication. That's fucking fire, dude. I just made that shit up like out of nowhere, but like that is actually stats that 94% of communication is nonverbal, which means that 94% of attraction is built from nonverbal communication. That's fucking wild. I'm about to talk about that today on my group call in my program with the guys. Let's do one more for my book, right? And before we even do that, like I forgot about this picture right here. Nick in my program, he literally joined my program 3 months ago. He's already in his dream relationship with a chick. Him again, like we literally just mastered interpretation with him. Now he's in his dream relationship. He said that he would go out, girls would love talking to him just because his interpretation was just so flirty and strong. Once you master this stuff, like this is how it works. And literally from my book, we have a story in chapter 3, I believe, of the Caitlin arc. If you guys have not read this book yet, read it, right? If you guys have been watching me for a while and you have not read my book yet, you must love pain is what I'm going to assume. You must love getting rejected by women because this book will help you tremendously not get rejected and have girls chasing you like crazy. So if you've not read this book yet, fucking go on Amazon. There's a link below, probably in the description. Buy it immediately, right? And read the fucking book, man. You can't tell me you're serious and then you can't even read a book. It's like, come on, bro. So the story from my book though, just the cliff notes of it was that this girl, we're at this rollerblading alley, super fucking hot, blonde. Girls were intimidated to be around her because she was so beautiful. She's getting hit on like all night. At the end of the night, there's those little locker bays, right? I'm at my locker getting some stuff out, and then she ends up being in the locker right fucking next to me. That's destiny right there. It's fate, right? Something was bound to happen, right? That's just life telling you this is fate. This is destiny. Something is meant to happen here. So I'm standing there and like I realized that like every single guy that night was hitting on her, right? And so I was like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna act like she's not there and see if anything happens. So I'm at my locker. She's like right next to me right here. I'm acting like I'm doing shit right on my phone or whatever the fuck. And she ends up dropping her phone. So she drops it down by my feet and she bends down. Like I noticed she did it. She bends down, she picks it up, and on her way back up, I'm still acting like I'm ignoring her, right? I'm just like, oh, cool, back to my locker. She bends down, picks it up, and then she literally bumps into me with her elbow into like my ass. And this is where interpretation comes into play, right? Girl bumps into you, right? She bumps into your ass with a little bit with her elbow. Definitely on purpose is my interpretation, right? But how would a high value man interpret that? She's like, I'm sorry. He'd be like, yeah, she did that on fucking purpose, man. I know she did. That's what I was thinking in my mind. I was like, how would a high value man interpret this? Right? She just literally just hit my ass. Like, how would a high value man view this? And then literally like a low value man, how would he view that? He'd probably be like, oh, it's okay. And literally just go a separate ways. Fate destroyed, right? You completely just denied fate, right? Life is just serving you a fucking opportunity on a silver platter and then you just spit on it. That's what happens when you're just like, oh yeah, it's okay. And you just walk away. Just spat on it. Disgusting. Get away from me. Life's like, well, fuck you. I'm not going to give you opportunities anymore. But you as a man, as a high value man, need to interpret this confidently, right? You need to be like, nah, she just did it on purpose, right? So my response to that, she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like, is that how you flirt with guys? By touching their ass like that? It's something like that, right? Just something super flirty. And she's like, you think I'm flirting with you? And it's like fate was made right there. But that is how interpretation equals your response. And so start interpreting things differently today, right? Like literally like girls talking to you, how can you interpret this differently, right? My brother, Christmas Day, he got this calendar like that goes on the wall, like a calendar. And it was a different dog taking a different shit each month, right? Opened it. It was a gag gift from my parents, right? He didn't ask for it. But my interpretation was that he asked for this and he's a weirdo, right? So I was like, man, dude, you have some really weird kinks, bro. I didn't know you were into that stuff. And like everyone started fucking laughing. It was hilarious, dude. That's how you can interpret that. So start asking yourself, action step, how can you interpret things differently than most people interpret it? That's where humor and attraction is going to be built. That is the art of flirting. And so, I mean, if you guys want to master this too, like Nick and Weston in my program who are obviously crushing it, there's a call link in the description below. You can hop on a call with me. We can talk about my program. Don't hop on if you're not serious and if like you're not making good money and like your priorities are out of whack and like you're broke, right? You shouldn't be worried about dating. But a lot of you guys asked about the price. It's $3.5K on the call. You can also break that down to $120 per month, $300-ish per month for 12 months, I think, and then like $500-ish for 6 months. So if you absolutely had to break that down. But a lot of guys need help and a lot of guys ask about my program, and that's just kind of the details right there, the spark notes. Still hop on that call with me so I can make sure like you're not a Fruit Loop, right? You'd be a good fit for the community, and then we can get you onboarded into the program on that call. So I'm Selna Kim, America's face of dating. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Message me too if you have any questions about anything, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Comment down below also what you guys want to hear more about. I'll see you next time.